Dabbleverse Podcast, WATP.
Now let's start with some of the big news in the Dabbleverse this week. Jackie Martling making an appearance on Who Are These Broadcasters with Christian Blatt. I played a couple of the questions that he addressed by super chatters on the previous episode of WATP. And then he was on the BS show with Shuli and Bob and the gang on Friday morning. He was on for a couple hours on the BS show. And so what Jackie is trying to avoid is having John Melendez in his life in any single way. I know this because Jackie was on Cardiff show years ago, before Cardiff was Cardiff. And as soon as Cardiff started bringing up Stuttering John, Jackie's like, I don't like where this is going, and bailed. I reached out to Jackie after Liam hung out with them, Christian Blatt hung out with them. He told those guys he'd come on my show. He's promoting his documentary. So I reached out to him. I said, Jackie, let's have you on. I think it was like episode 500 or something. I laid it out there, what I wanted to do. Nothing about Stuttering John at all. He responded, I'm going to pass, which he never does. So he's trying to avoid getting into Stuttering John's orbit. But Christian Blatt did a great job of saying, you don't have to answer these questions. He's like, I'll answer anything. A little reverse psychology. And then he got Jackie to just address John. He didn't say anything bad. He just addressed things that the super chatters were saying John said about him. So what do you fucking know? John's watching the clips, picks up his phone and starts texting Jackie. It's like, geez, that's the one thing he didn't want. This is why he avoids the Dabbleverse at all costs. He doesn't want John messaging him. He doesn't want to talk to him ever again. And now he's caused that.
Jackie was on the BS show?
John, it was John saw that he was on the BS show and...
Well, when did John start texting Jackie? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday. It must have been Thursday because I didn't see it in yesterday's show. So it must have been after the Who Are These Broadcasters? I think it was, you know what it was? It was specifically when the Sheet Shitterson or Reverend Shitstain. I'm sorry, Sheet Shitterson. That's very rude of me. Reverend Shitstain, Powerful Pooper, mentioned that John claimed Jackie stole his bit or his bits or something.
Right.
And then Jackie's just like, John doesn't have bits. I don't know what you're talking about. And so John gets on his show and sees that clip and he goes, I never said that. Did I ever say that? Did K89? Did I say that? Like he needs his friends to tell him what he said for some reason. And then he texts Jackie to be like, dude, I never said you stole my bits. Or it's just like, Jackie's like,
oh no,
I don't want anything to do with you, man.
I don't care about that. I don't care about you.
Yeah, right.
So do you think John scared Jackie away, or do you think Jackie saw the money that was being moved in the BS show that Jackie might, want to dip his toes into the Dabbleverse more?
I think Jackie saw all this money coming in and went, so what, you guys just sit here in front of your webcam? Because Jackie on the BS show was even like in a hotel or something. Because I didn't realize it was this easy. I can just pull up my phone and just do this. They're like, yeah, you sound fine. He's like, oh. And then money comes in. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and imagine all the stories that Jackie has. I mean, Jackie actually worked with John.
Well, I don't know that Jackie's going to get into John stuff. If he does, fantastic. I'm all in for that. If Jackie's show is a rebuttal to everything that John says about his days at Howard Stern, I'm watching every second. I'm super chatting. I'm supporting Patreon, 100%. Whatever. But that's not what Jackie's going to do. This is my prediction. Jackie's going to join Levyverse. It'll last about 6 weeks. And that'll be the end of that. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I wish him all the best. It's been good to see Jackie back around talking to everybody again.
It's got to be 130. How much time does he have left? Spill the beans, Jackie.
Let's go, Jackie. Come on. Although Jackie is a storyteller. And he does say it like it is. He's not trying to bash anyone. He's not going after. He's not trying to start fights with anyone. But he'll just tell you the truth, which is what's so great about Jackie, because John is maliciously going after Jackie and saying what a piece of shit he is. Because Jackie even said, he goes, I don't know why John's doing this. Maybe I bought him too many lunches. Which is really funny because, John's always like, Jackie's so cheap. John's the cheapest motherfucker in the world. So, I mean, when he's pissed at Vince the Lawyer for taking photos of him in the hotel room that Vince the Lawyer paid for. Like, if you don't want a room with Vince, get your own room. It's that easy, John. Anyway, let's talk about the fact that John's at his Florida house and the water is turned off. And so John starts the show. It's different than usual. He's wearing a ball cap and he looks really sweaty and greasy and gross.
Hey, how are you? got the hat on today.
No shit.
Because they're fixing my water system, and I don't know, they turned off the water. God damn it.
Water.
The water was turned off.
Water.
Let me see about this. Let me see about this.
So
he's got to do it right now.
yeah, so I put it at 4x speed. This is him muting it, and now he's on the phone with the water guy, talking to him about how the water's turned off. Like he just started this show. That was the very beginning.
He forgot to turn the water back on. It's a story of my life. The story of my life. No water. I got no water, Mildred.
Wait a minute.
No water here.
What's that, Tookie?
I mean, what are we talking about? He just didn't turn it back on? John, you don't know how to turn the water on in your house?
Yeah, just turn the water on, stupid.
It's a retard?
Yeah. I know I brought this up on Point Dabble Point yesterday. He calls the guy, puts it on mute for some reason. God forbid we'd hear his conversation with the water guy. And then the guy goes, oh yeah, I forgot to turn the water back on. It's just like, Jesus, well, I guess I'm screwed. I'll never have water again. Like, what are you talking about? Just turn it
Story of
on.
my life.
Did the guy really come back?
Well, that's coming up in a second. You'll see. Yeah.
Water. I got no water, Mildred. No water here. I'm telling you, Adrian.
That really is the story of his life because he's been dehydrated a couple
hospitalized all
times.
the time. Now, listen to this. He's going to shift his computer chair. So I'm assuming this is on rollers, 5 wheels. Listen to him run over all the empty cans on the floor behind him.
or cats.
Listen closely here.
I'm telling you, Adrian.
He's just living in filth. He's only been there a few days. He's already living in filth.
He walks in, it's all clean. He's like, well, we got to do something about this.
Yeah, right. He's literally pouring beers down the sink just so we can chuck them. All right, now I feel like home.
Who needs water?
So it's interesting that John's being so guarded now. That all of a sudden he's so worried about any conversation he's having with anyone leaking that he has to put his show on mute immediately. Which is, I guess, what he's doing now.
Does he know that doesn't fly with the IRL streaming? Like,
Well,
we want to see everything.
We're going to get into that for sure. What's annoying to me is that John comes on. He's trying to figure out how to make it so you can't pause or rewind his live stream. There's a way, there's a checkbox you can hit on YouTube that makes it so people who are watching live have to watch that moment live. They can't go back. And for some reason, this is really important to John. I don't know why he thinks this is an important thing to do. It doesn't change the way we clip his show or anything like that. Doesn't matter. But he's all upset he can't do that. And so he says this.
I wish I was better at this the technical aspect of streaming, because I'm not. Skull! But I should be. I have to be. And that's about it with that.
So I wish I was better. Well, don't wish. Learn it. Figure it out. Like, people have tried to help him so many fucking times. And anytime someone goes, hey, John, you know what you should do? His head goes right down. He starts getting distracted, looking at the chat, never listens to any advice people give him right to his face on the show. They'll tell him what to do, and he never listens. And then he goes, man, I wish I was better at this. That's not how learning works. You can't just wish that you had skills. You have to learn them.
If only there was a place where people literally shared videos on how to do things.
Yeah. Is there a place where like tutorials exist that you can look for by keywords?
He's sitting in front of the answer.
He's so fucking
Don't forget the super chat.
He's so stupid. All right. So then Adam Busch joins the show. And John is nervous about this guy. Now, Adam Busch played saxophone in The Losers, the Howard Stern band from back in the day that Howard put together to prove that anyone could have an amazing band. And he called them The Losers. And sometimes they would do songs where they needed different vocalists or horn sections. So this guy, Adam, was a very accomplished musician, was a huge Stern fan back in the day. He was down on Long Island. And so he was able to make a connection and get in The Losers. So he's got a connection to John. He's met John before. They've hung out together. He's been on the Howard Stern show. And John's very guarded about Adam coming on the show.
And I auditioned to play young Howard on both incarnations of the film. One that was...
wow, that's right. I think you told me that.
Maybe. I bet I did. I bet I did. That sounds like something I would say.
And so everybody knows, you reached out to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And, and I had friends like, I don't know, John, because I get trolled by everybody, Adam. So, like I'm sitting there with my finger on the button in case you decide to fucking, porn bomb because everyone trolls.
I'm not going to porn bomb.
And that's how gun shy I am. I got a lot of people doing a lot of fucking horrible things to me, and I don't know, it's obviously it's because I'm successful.
That's very difficult to deal with. How are you handling that?
It's gotten a little worse lately.
Yeah, it's gotten a little lawsuit.
Because you look great.
It's gotten a little bit lawsuity lately. It's gotten a little bit attorney retainer feesy lately. It's got
12.5 million-y.
Yeah. 221st-y. It's gotten a little weird lately.
Out of 330-60.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you there, Adam. So what I love about this is that Adam knows everything there is to know. Now, Adam was on Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, the TV show. My wife's obsessed with that. She still goes back and watches it. Mm-hmm. And I was actually connected to Adam about a month ago and found out that he's a big fan of the dabbleverse and watches all this shit. I'm so glad we didn't connect before he got to go on John's show first, because John never would have had him on his show if he came on my show. He will be on Wednesday. I know you guys were speculating I'd be dabbling live. This guy's going to make the rounds. He will be on WATP for the midweek show. Adam Busch is going to be on. Awesome. I'm very excited about that. So what Adam explains to John is why he's the phenom that he is. Like, Adam understands the dabbleverse backwards and forwards and has his whole theory on what makes John so interesting. And I heard you guys debating this a little bit on Be Dabbling Live this morning, so I want to hear your take. But basically, he's saying that John's the new Eric the actor, a.k.a. Eric the Midget. Mm-hmm. Eric the Midget was a whackpacker on the Howard Stern show who was small, loved American Idol, and of course said this:
I'm club fucking footed, you asswipe.
He had a lot of health issues and things, but he was such an asshole to everyone. And he used to do an internet show. I don't think it was called podcast back then, but he used to do an internet show that was about American Idol. He'd watch American Idol and then he'd go on and he'd take calls and he'd be so rude to all the callers. And he just acted like Stuttering John does. Like he's above it all and everyone's below him. And his calls into the Howard Stern show are legendary. It spans many years. There was a time when he said he was quitting the show. He's never going to call in again because of whatever antics they were up to at the Howard Stern show. But he was so addicted to calling in that he became Derek from Texas. This is Derek from Texas. Like, it's the funniest fucking thing. All this shit's so funny. And so Adam's talking about how, during the pandemic, people started going back and revisiting all of the Eric the actor, Eric the Midget stuff.
And if you saw, all the videos for Eric were higher than everything else. People became obsessed. They started listening to it to go to sleep. You can hear the whole story chronologically. And when he dies, it's tragic. And it just ends. And it breaks your heart. And there was a special kind of thing that happened when people ragged on Eric that was so unique. And it was right at that time where all of these videos were viral and people were looking for it that WATP covered you and Opie. And suddenly, well, that gave that same feeling. That gave me that same kind of bit that happened with Eric the actor. I don't know why or how exactly. It's something unique to your character, unique to the situation, but it scratches that itch. And then your reaction to that, of course, just launched this whole thing. But you pick right up where Eric takes off. And if you notice, everyone's been trying to tell you this for a while. Clay has Eric behind him when he talks to you.
I never, because I think I left around. They claim that I'm the one who named him.
Oh, Jesus. John's not listening at all.
No.
He's just like, when you're done talking, I'm going to take credit for Eric.
How can I spin this?
How do I insert myself into this? Because I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about.
Yeah, there's so many parallels between John and Eric, even down to like acting credits.
Yeah.
Eric, because of his notoriety as a caller on the Stern show, started getting roles on TV shows because then Howard would talk about it. People would watch. He was the worst actor ever. His scenes were brutal. Howard would play them on the show. It was hysterical. He's so bad at it. But that was the whole point. And Eric, just like John, saw himself as a star. He's like, no, I'm great. That's why they asked me to be in these shows. That's why I'm amazing. I'm not a novelty act. What do you think? I'm a novelty act? Like, Eric the Midget and John are the same guy is basically what Adam is proposing here.
He's saying, John, you have the same charm as a handicapped midget who's untalented and
angry.
Dead. That was dead.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, even like down to the way that Eric the Midget would react to people, John does the same thing.
And his reaction to things. His American Idol show is so similar to your show. And if I ever had the opportunity to appear on Eric the actor's American Idol post wrap-up show and I didn't take it, I would kill myself. So that's why I'm here now.
Jesus Christ.
I love Adam. He's great. He's really passionate about this. He's really into it.
I can't wait to talk to him.
I know.
Calm down, man.
He was also on a Nickelodeon show when he was like an early teenager. He's had a whole big
The
career.
Mystery Files of Shelby. Woo!
He's had a whole career in acting and music. He's toured with a bunch of bands that you've heard of, and we'll get into some of that on Wednesday.
He
when we
might have
talk to
more
him.
credits than anyone else in the Dabbleverse.
I think he does. He's a very accomplished guy. And I love that he's obsessed with this whole universe, and he got on John's show. Got a chance to talk to him. John's cautious the whole time. He didn't stay on the show very long, which I was surprised he let him loose so quickly. I actually messaged him that. I'm like, dude, he let you loose real quick. He's like, yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? But he got on. That's the important thing. And then at a certain point, all of a sudden it just goes to black. And there's 5 minutes of just dead air, silence, black, nothingness. And then John comes back.
Adam.
No.
Sorry about that. I had a very important phone call pertaining to things that I don't want to talk about.
So again, John is now masking what's happening in his real life and hiding it from us. That's obviously a phone call with his attorney that's addressing the $12.5 million lawsuit against John by Vince and Bessie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He couldn't say I'm taking a call.
Nope.
And he also says,
I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll
which
talk
is
about it.
kind of talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like saying no comment.
Right. Yeah, we know what that means. He could have lied and said the fucking water medics keeps blowing up my phone.
Yeah. Or just ignored the entire thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, and so with and the thing that you don't know about the Chrissy call, which she edited in a way to make me look worse.
Yeah.
So this is insane because before this, you can tell he's flustered after that conversation he just had with his attorney. What are we talking about?
It doesn't look like good news.
Yeah, right, exactly. So Chrissy Mayer. So they're talking about the Dabble incident, which has been beaten to death. I'm not going to go through it, but what's crazy is John has come up with so many examples. He forgot about the call with Chrissy and was 7 beers in. It was Thursday Night Football. We wanted to watch the game. His internet wasn't working very well. His computer was on the fritz and he couldn't get the video working. He was in a dark room. And then Chrissy edited the show to make him look bad. That is an example of something that John does where he repeats a lie so many times that he convinces himself it must be true. Chrissy never edited that. And even the thing that he says that Chrissy edited out, go back and watch the video. It's there. It's just in a different part of the video. But I've talked to Chrissy about this on this show. She's like, I'm not editing to make John look bad. I just put out my show. She doesn't even think that way. John thinks that way.
Of course.
But she doesn't think that way. She's not trying to do that. She put out the interview the way that it happened. And so John is convinced that they're all out to get me. That wasn't the case at all. Chrissy Mayer was not like, oh, I'm going to fucking expose John for the asshole he is. She was just trying to have a nice, friendly conversation and get to know him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was having a nobody on her show that day. She was just ready to slog through it.
And she's not familiar with the Howard Stern show. Right. She's younger than us. She didn't know a lot of the backstory and stuff. So she's asking pretty innocent questions. Yeah. And it was a lot of fucking Trump talk, and that really triggers John. Mm-hmm. He didn't like the Trump talk. Mm-hmm. So now we get to the part where Adam reveals he knows the solution to John's financial woes. And John perks right up. He's like, wait, you're going to help me with this?
As you know, if you wanted to, you could capitalize on it. You could make a lot more money
Oh yeah, how do you mean?
if you wanted to by doing what you don't want to do,
Which is?
which you threaten to do all the time, which is just strapping a GoPro to your forehead and letting us see everything, letting us see your day.
Well,
Is that
if I knew how to do it in real life, I would do it. I just don't know how to do it.
How many people have tried to show you?
Well, why don't you show me off the air?
Okay, I can do that.
He's never even met
for
this
free.
guy. Yeah, he's never even met this guy before, and he immediately is giving him homework assignments.
Yep.
This is how John treats everyone around him. And I love the fact he's just like, well, no one's ever shown me how to do it. Yeah, no one shows me a lot of things that I do, John. I figure it out. Sometimes you got to do a thing called trial and error. Look at fucking Tookie today with his goddamn issues.
He figured it out.
He did figure it out.
John should be embarrassed into figuring it out by now.
Right.
And like Tookie said, there's tons of fucking videos. You get the answer faster than you can type the question.
What is there to figure out? The guy already has a YouTube channel and already hits the go live button and does a show.
He knows how to collect his money.
How fucking different do you think it is to do it from your phone and fucking travel around? Like, Jesus.
It's almost like
insane.
he's stupid and lazy.
It's yes, it's a bad combination of stupidity and laziness that's really thwarting his every endeavor.
This OCD is killing me.
Nobody tried. Elisa was the only one, and she came in with loud music, never showed me how to do it, and fucking wouldn't leave the bar, no matter how many times I asked her to leave, and that was it. Nobody's ever tried to show me, so what the fuck are you talking about?
She was showing you how to swim by throwing you in the pool. It is a method.
Good for you for not backing down, Adam. That was well done. John got really fired up.
What
No
a
one's ever tried to
child.
show me. Elisa drove hours to show you how to do IRL streaming.
She had live music. But loud music.
But so John created this entire scenario that he's now complaining about. You didn't have to meet her at a bar.
Nope.
Could have met her at your house.
Yep.
And she would have
John's
said,
like-
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It was like, oh, this is all just getting too real. I gotta stop doing this because then, he like called the cops on her and shit.
Right.
It got too real for him. She was showing you, John.
She would have shown you. She was trying to. You didn't let her. You wanted to hit on her. That was your only goal. You didn't want to learn. John never wants to learn anything.
No, that scenario was interrupting his fantasy date.
Yes, correct. And I love that it's Adam's responsibility. And he did call Adam after this to find out all the information he could find out. So after that conversation, he lets Adam go and he starts fantasizing about making triple what he's currently making. And I just see the idea in his head, in the back of his head, is I could pay for my attorney. I could sue Kate Meany. I could start suing shitwares. Yeah, let's do this. He's very excited. A super chatter comes in with an idea for him.
Please come on Drew Lane's show and expose the losers. Yeah, I would if you had invited me and paid me. Duke doesn't do anything for free.
I took that clip and sent it to my buddy Drew. So let's see what he does with it. That'd be amazing. I'd love Drew's so masterful with interviewing people. I would love to see what he does with John. It'd be fantastic. So we'll see if that happens.
He's not gonna pay him.
He might.
Ugh.
Drew's got a budget. He can do it.
Why?
Dude,
Pay him.
Drew fucking pays Ted Williams to come and do our live WATP show.
WATP. That's money well spent.
That is money well
Right.
spent. That's a good point. No, I think if Drew had John on his show, that would get a lot of eyeballs, honestly.
John, you got to stay the whole time.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would go down because Drew's not like a confrontational guy.
No.
But he does a good job of articulating what he needs to articulate. So I think that'd be interesting to see.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now let's fast forward to the water medic calling him back again.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we're still doing with the water issue.
Oh, this is the water medic. This is the water doctor. Hello. All right, I'm inside if you need me. Just ring the doorbell. No, it's cool. Is it all clean now?
All right, I can't hear what he's saying. I probably should have boosted the audio to hear what he's saying. But I'm guessing the guy's like, no, you can go ahead and just turn on the water.
Yeah.
I just forgot to turn the water back on. That's all. Because John's going, yeah, come on over, ring the doorbell, I'll let you in. You can turn the water on. The guy's like, no, it's okay. It's good. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I don't need your help with anything.
There's nothing outside.
What's that?
Wouldn't the water be on the inside of your house, like to turn it on and
Yeah,
off?
of course.
He's a retard.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I think I can hear. I think he's literally saying, "Yeah, no, just put it back on the setting that was on before."
That's what I heard.
And it should be good to go. And let's see how John responds to this.
Is it cool if my cats drink that water?
Yes, sir. That is cool.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's rad. It's very cool.
All right, buddy. See you. All right. Got my water back up. That's the show, man. This show is all about real. It's not phony bullshit. I don't put packages together.
It wasn't real at all. You went on mute twice. Your other 2 phone calls we couldn't hear, you loser.
And you couldn't put a package together to save your life.
Yeah, I know. Don't brag about not prepping for your show.
Yeah.
That's so fucking stupid.
Nice try, buddy.
You're not getting that one past us. I love that he's like applauding himself for being so real. We just heard half a conversation with the guy who has to turn his water on.
Yeah, with a guy who just figured out you're a retard.
Also, I just want to point out, because I never talk about this, but I do own a house near his house. So I'm familiar with the area. And we had to drop a lot of money into an RO system so that we could have potable water.
So that's reverse osmosis.
Correct. So the water that he's getting in with this treatment, because we have the same system that he's talking about, don't drink it and do not feed it to your cats.
No.
The cat should not drink that water. Just
what is this nightmarish place you two chose to live in?
I know. There's fresh water everywhere, and you can't fucking get a decent water coming out of your sink for some reason.
Yeah. Who knew we had third world cities in Florida?
It's so weird. And I remember talking to people afterwards. It was like, well, this is unacceptable. They're like, well, you can get an RO system put in. It's, $10,000 and $100 a month after that. You're like, wait. No one told us about this. Like, oh yeah, they didn't advertise the water sucks when you're buying a house here. I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right.
I'm not surprised my realtor didn't bring that up.
Yeah. So here's what sucks about everything here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but John, if you wouldn't shower in it, you should not give it to your cats. Not that I should bring up showering in this instance, but.
All right. So now John's going to address the fact that I revealed his high school transcripts. I love this because on Thursday, his whole thing was just like, yeah, I don't care about school. I don't give a shit about that. And he starts that act here too, but then it escalates.
And it also proves that I chose to partay in high school. And let me just tell you this.
Cool.
I personally just coasted through my education because I was that smart.
Okay. This is some spin job he's doing. Mm-hmm. So he had a C minus average. I mean, I didn't do the math like Dabblers Anonymous did, but it was something like 0 A's, 4 B's, 30 C's, a couple D's, and a couple F's or something like that.
Yeah, I put it at C minus.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so now he's saying, that's how smart I am. I can just coast through school. You barely got through it, John. You barely passed and graduated.
I didn't study. I just fucking took tests based on memory. So even doing that, and I still had a Regents diploma, that even proves more that I'm a genius. Although...
How does that prove that you're a genius?
Also, all tests are based on memory.
Yeah. Man, I know a shit ton of geniuses that used to go out and smoke weed during school, and they just got through. They really just got...
That proves how smart you are, John.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have been studying for those tests, boy, then you'd have some explaining to do, but okay. You put no effort into it. Good job. Wait, John's dumb and lazy?
Lady K got that nefariously. And I will talk to the school because they're not allowed to release my records.
He's going to talk to the school. So, do you remember me?
Yeah.
Like, what year did you graduate? 83. No, I started here in 2015. I don't remember you, John.
But another great example of he doesn't care, but he does care.
Yes. I got those nefariously. Is that how the word nefarious works?
I don't know.
Yes.
You're the narcissist.
Got those nefariously. All right. We're going to get more on John's transcripts, what's going to happen to me for releasing them.
You got detention.
Another lawsuit. What an amazing thing to reveal. And honestly, as I said before, I don't care about anyone's grades in high school or college. I don't care if you guys got degrees. We're all older adults now. None of that fucking matters. What I went to college for does not matter in any way. It's John that brings this up over and over and over again.
Right.
And it's crazy that he's just like, guys, I didn't care about high school. I was partying. And he's like, but Shuley and Bob Levy dropped out. Like, yeah, they also didn't care about high school.
Yeah, they're not bringing it up.
Yeah, do you see the fucking parallels here, John?
He doesn't want
Seems like
to.
some similarities between you guys. Yeah, but I got a Regents. Okay, what is that doing for you now?
Yeah.
Gives a shit. The other thing that John has is this new tattoo that he wants to reveal.
What?
But only for the right price will he reveal it.
By the way, the offer still stands. If you want to see the ink, if you want to see the full tattoo,
What the-
1,000 to my Venmo.
Fuck.
Or 5 $200 super chats.
Oh, he's good at math.
Then you get to see the new tattoo of the Duke.
What a retard.
I was only listening to this. I didn't see. That looks horrible.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is, like he revealed more there than he ever has before. Is
Yeah.
it done?
It looks like one of those tribal things.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even. It looks like a kid scribbled.
It does. It looks like someone just took a Sharpie and just scribbled a bunch.
Right. Wow. Sorry. I was.
No,
was.
Tookie, I
did
was
not
just make
see
fun
that.
of him for thinking people wanted to see it, but it sounds like you want to get $1,000. Maybe we can get some other high rollers involved. And,
No, well, not so fast. I mean, come on. Let's wait a day or two. It'll
Yeah, he
quickly
won't be able
go
to
down
help
to
himself.
5. Yeah.
know.
It'll quickly go down to 5. Then he'll say 100. And then just because like someone gives him a 50 and then some other people give him a 10, he'll go, all right, there we go. We got a 100. He'll eventually show us. He's dying to show us.
he is.
I know. Well, Troy Smith says this tattoo is fake. I think it is too.
That is horrible. Like it literally looks like someone was trying to draw like a possum
Or
and
a
that's
tree.
hair. Yeah. What?
Yeah, no. When me and my brother were little, we'd like draw hair on our arms that we didn't
Yeah,
have.
it looks like
That's what it looks
hair.
like. That's what it is.
It definitely looks like hair. I heard someone say that it might be a lion. Might say the Duke. I don't know what we're looking at. Possibly one of the world's worst tattoos.
So here's my theory on this. I think that he had that stain on his sleeve
Yeah.
from his hair dye.
Okay.
He was very embarrassed by it. He didn't realize that was there when he started the stream. So then he thought up a line. He thought it up slow. And he decided, no, guys, that was actually my tattoo bleeding through, or the ink was bleeding
Which
through.
wouldn't happen.
Which wouldn't happen.
Lucy,
Doesn't make-
no, Lucy did say on your show that if he used second skin, that's a possibility. And he did
Yes.
say they used that.
Okay. So then but this is my theory on this, is then he decided like, okay, I'll say I had a tattoo, and that it's a cool reason to have this stain on my shirt. And then he decided, well, I'll reveal that there's a little bit on the bottom here. And then when people are like, oh, I want to see what that is, like, oh, maybe I can make some money from
Oh,
this.
you want something?
Because remember the one time he wanted money to show his apartment,
Right.
the payoff was going to be garbage because he just got it cleaned. So I think, again, this is a grift where he's like, I got $1,000. Ha ha, it was Sharpie, you losers. I gotcha.
Okay. But why did he say it was oil, which was not a flex?
Yeah, he said he was changing the oil in his car.
Right, because
How do you spill
getting a
oil on your
tattoo
shirt?
is a lot cooler than changing your oil on your supposed new car.
That's another great point, which also lends itself to my theory that he thought up the lie after the fact and then started going with it, thinking he could make some money on it.
Took his time.
He really
That
did.
really does look like a Sharpie. God damn it. I wish that super chat wasn't there.
I know.
Because it does look different, but I can't see the complete bottom because it almost looks different than when he tried to show it the other day.
It does. You're right. Like he added more Sharpie lines or something.
I
Let's
don't
get
know.
our PI on it.
Fuck.
All right. People in the chat think it's clearly Sharpie.
Right?
Maybe it's a
gotta be.
Tookie tattoo.
Yay! There is a Tookie tattoo out there.
I know. I've seen it. All right. So then John was very musical on this episode. He's singing a lot of songs. I found it so obnoxious. I'm not going to make you guys listen to that. But the very end of this Mr. Kill Everything song, like he sang every verse and chorus of Mrs. Robinson, trying to come up with lyrics. He's so bad at it. He can't do it, but he keeps trying and he thinks he's good at it.
Yeah, now you're done, Mr. Kill Everything. Jesus says goodbye to you for now. Go suck a cow. You fat fuck.
Fucking good one.
Do.
Fucking
How
suck
the
a cat.
hell am I so fucking talented? There's 5.
He's a miracle. I've never seen someone so untalented. It's hard to be that bad. Troy Smith, member for 3 months, says, spoiler, it's a Lucy Tight Box temporary tattoo. It could be. It does look like your logo at the bottom, now that I think about it. Lucy does have temporary tattoos. Maybe someone sent him one of them. That'd be
Yeah, but
fun.
even that's legible. And a quality design, I just want to
That's
say.
true. It is. Those are fantastic. Pick one up at DabbleCon too. WTPlive.com for tickets August 16th and 17th in Rochester, New York. Now, John is going back to the report card thing. And apparently, back when he went to high school, it wasn't cool to get good grades. It was a very different time back then.
Valedictorian of Plain Edge High School does not hold the same weight as being valedictorian of Calabasas High School.
Yeah, so why even try? He looked into the future and saw that his son was going to be valedictorian of a better school. So he's just like, well, then why would I try at this school? It doesn't even make sense.
John met his future self like in South Park.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
It'd be amazing.
I'm going to talk like that?
Honestly, if John met this version of John, he'd be like, I can't believe I'm so handsome.
Oh, right.
I kept my looks.
Yeah, that hasn't
He's
changed.
such an idiot.
And it was a different era in those days. In those days, we goofed off in high school.
Oh, in those days, it was a different era where we
Oh.
goofed off in high school. That's
Yeah.
weird because I was in a different era and there's a lot of people goofing off in high school. I guess that was also that era.
Me too.
Weird. So
Yeah.
all of our eras, people were goofing off in high school? Okay, good to know. So no one got A's?
No.
But you were ranked 221 out of 336. So it seems like there were 220 people who were actually taking it a little bit more seriously than you, John. I don't know. It's a lot of people.
They were squares.
They didn't get asked to the dance.
That's what high school was for, goofing off.
And learning.
Zach Hoffman, you failing music in high school truly shines here, Skip. Not music. Be very serious. I dropped out of music theory. I didn't like it. I didn't like
know,
music
we
theory.
know.
I like to shred on guitar.
Shred.
You serious?
John thinks he's too good for music theory. He's such a guitar shredder that he couldn't be bothered with learning scales and notes. And he's such an idiot. All right. Let's talk about the other big news, guys. And that is, of course, the fact that John sold his house. I can't fucking believe this because Blind Mike was just making this up and he was off by 1 week, not even less than a week.
Goddamn impressive.
Why did you sell your house to your mommy for $10? Why did I sell my house to my mommy? What do you mean?
No.
She's always owned this house. Peaches.
Whoa! What just happened? So two things
History
right there.
just got rewritten.
Yeah, we were rewriting history over here. So two things just happened. First, John has to buy himself time.
By
Why did I have to sell my house to my mommy? That's how you know he did whatever the person's accusing him of doing.
Absolutely.
When he repeats it. And then he goes, no, Osa's always owned this house. Well, that's not what you've been saying for the last year and a half. You've been saying just the opposite of that you own that house and that you just used your mom for a lower interest rate because your credit score sucks. And other nefarious reasons.
Thank God there isn't a place where videos are shared and we can see
That's
what
the
you
thing.
have said in the past.
That's what's so stupid about this. Is like you
Thank
can't just
God.
make up a new reality. We all have all of the evidence. It's on all these shows. We've been playing it for months.
yeah, he's pretty much urging us to bring it back up again.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
So now he's saying that, oh, no, my mom owned it all along. And here's another super chat. And John reveals something here.
Legal to sell your home to mom, tenant being sued? No comment. No comment.
No comment is a comment. So let's talk about what we're looking at here. This is public information that I bring up for you. And this is a quitclaim deed. And this quitclaim deed shows that one John Melendez, let me zoom in a little bit here. Can you read that, Producer Chris? Are you close enough to see that? The print's a little small for me.
Yeah.
John Melendez is a single
see it.
person for in consideration of the sum of $10 and or other good and valuable consideration to the below grantees in hand, paid by the grantees, the receipt whereof is hereby acknowledged. I guess I can read it over here better. Osa Melendez is a single person residing at blah, 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 in Massapequa. Grantor does hereby remise, release, and quit claim unto grantee, the grantee's heirs, and assigns forever all the rights, title, interest, claim of the grantor in and to the following described land in the county of CA, state of Florida, to wit. And then it's got his old address in Canoga Park. It's Lee County, so that's wrong. But then down here it says the legal description is lots 27 and 28, block 2934 of Cape Coral, Unit 42. So that I think
Park, Florida.
So that I think makes it official. Oh yeah, Canoga Park, Florida. Like John obviously filled this out.
What is happening?
He did it all wrong. He's an idiot. But I think what happened is because the legal description is correct, that this does grant ownership over to
I don't know what
OSA
we're looking at.
for $10. I mean, this is notarized and everything. This is official. This
How
happened.
can it be official? It's the wrong address.
I don't know, but the 23rd of July, 2024, Jacqueline put her stamp on it, the notary.
I recognize that, Jay.
But no, I think, honestly, I think the reason why, Tookie, because, yeah, it's weird that it has like this Canoga Park, Florida, and it says County of California. But this legal description right here, I think, is what makes it so they're like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Okay, got it. So, John, I mean, I don't know all the legal mumbo jumbo. Vince sent me some stuff. We talked about it yesterday on Point Dabble Point. Mm-hmm. But basically what we're seeing is that a quitclaim deed relinquishes ownership of the house over to his mom. And the theory is that John is afraid of this $12.5 million lawsuit and doesn't want Vince going after any property that John owns. And actually, Dabbletown USA posted this video today, which gives us some legal analysis I think we need.
Why did you sell your house to your mommy for $10? Why did I sell my house to my mommy? What do you mean? She's always owned this house. Peaches.
A fraudulent transfer or fraudulent conversion, together called a fraudulent conveyance, is when someone transfers or converts a non-exempt asset with the intent to delay or hinder collection by a creditor. A transfer is when you take a non-exempt asset and you give it to someone else, like your spouse, like your friend. If these actions, a transfer or conversion, are done with the intent to delay or hinder collection by a creditor under Florida law can come in and undo the transfer. In addition, the creditor might even go after the transferee, which is the person you gave the money to.
So this is incredible. John's such a shitty... Remember we had the poll up, is John a worst son or father? New evidence has just been entered into this. He now is implementing his mom, or implicating his mom, and getting her involved in this fucking lawsuit. So from what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong about this, it sounds like Vince can either block this if he wants to, or if OSA owns the house and John transferred it over to her after the lawsuit, then he can go after now OSA and add her to the lawsuit. Wow.
Holy shit.
What an asshole. John's such an asshole.
She'll be dead soon anyway, so, she can take the hit.
All right. I said we're going to have Adam Busch on the show. I got to get Roy and Danny DeVito on the show, too. I want to talk to his siblings, see what they think about this shit.
Or the assets, too. And that way, the transferee could even become the defendant of a separate lawsuit.
And we interrupt our regularly scheduled program.
Wait a minute.
So
we
this
just
is
got this in. Breaking news.
This is from Point Dabble Point, where they're showing this information. We're seeing it for the first time. Very exciting, very exciting. Okay, back to legal analysis here.
Shit she has to deal with.
The creditor might even go after the transferee, which is the person you gave the money to, or the assets to. And that way, the transferee could even become the defendant of a separate lawsuit.
This in from Vince Imbesi, attorney at law, says, just saw the quitclaim deed. By making a fraudulent conveyance, we can now add Mrs. Melendez to the lawsuit for real. So that was me reading the text from Vince on Point Dabble Point. So that's not good. And I think there's a payoff here at the end of this video.
Oh, my God. Well, you're welcome, Vince, you prick.
Legal to sell your home to mom, tenant being sued? No comment. No comment.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
John is just the worst person ever.
Yeah, my mom should have looked into this better.
Yeah, right. And I love that the chat just loves to wind John up.
It is illegal to obtain someone's school records without the person's consent. Lady K needs to be stopped. Well, I am going to find out if he pretended to be me, which again is another violation. So here we go again.
So now he's turning into, I called the school and he's like, yeah, hi, my name's John Melendez. My name is John Melendez.
Okay, Mr. Burns, what's your first name?
I don't know. You might know me as Stuttering John from the Howard Stern Show. I also was on the Jay Leno Show. I wrote for the Cream. I've told you about. All right, we know it's you, John. It's fine. What do you need?
Hey, what's up, Skip?
Yeah. All right, so now John's claiming that I was pretending. Meanwhile, John has his PI getting dirt on everyone. He can't wait to talk about people's bankruptcies and mortgages. He's getting all this information. He's spilling it. And then I get his report card. Someone sends me the transcript and I show it. And John's like, well, he's going to go to jail for that. You're such a fucking idiot, John. You're a celebrity. This is important
How many
news.
times are you going to jail, Carl?
A lot. Well, remember, and I have a clip on here. Let me play this now. This is so fucking insane because it was just a few short weeks ago, the FBI was going to be banging down my door. Remember, there was a civil lawsuit and criminal actions for playing the Kate Meany AI tapes.
Rob, anyway, so Lady K.
It's been blown by Mrs. Brennan again under there. She can't have enough. But
So Lady K must have somehow nefariously got a hold of my high school transcripts and released them. These guys don't know what they're fucking with right now. They have no idea. They have no idea what's coming. Wait for it. Wait for it.
not good. Yeah, I mean they're just they're losers. And are you back getting along with Vince the lawyer?
No, why?
Oh, I was just wondering. So I did.
No, they're saying that somehow I reached out to him. I didn't reach out to him. I don't know where all this shit's coming from.
Well, you should reach out to him. The guy's suing you for $12.5 million. It might be a good phone call to make. Hey, Vince, can we squash this? This is a bit, right? Can we? I don't really want to hire an attorney. Can we? What do you need from me, buddy? Want a picture of my asshole? What do you want? So I love that John goes, wait for it. He's still doing the same shit he's been doing since 2018. The most he's done to me in all of that time is a cease and desist that we laughed at. And
you guys fuck with me 30, 40 more times. I swear I'm going to do something.
Why does he think I would take any of this seriously where I'm just going to be like, oh, I fucked up this time. Now I'm going to get in trouble for real this time. Like, no, John, you can't do anything. No one thinks you're capable of anything. You can't even figure out IRL streaming when people show you how to do it.
Because his brain is like one of those eggs you see in one of those pickled jars at an old man bar. Carl.
I thought you were going to say in the drug commercial from the 80s.
Yes.
Let's just start frying it.
With that chick. What's that chick? Who's that chick?
I learned it by watching you.
Thank you, producer Chris.
Oh, wait, that wasn't it. Sorry.
Oh, that was a different one. Same era. We get it.
Yes.
All right.
My brain's fucked.
So Rob Saul joins the show. This is a clip from right before this part and immediately uses Kevin Brennan's wife's name. So I've edited that part out.
Rob Saul here with an apology. Rob.
Whew. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was running over here. I just got finished fucking the shit out of Brennan. I got her tickets to Disney on Ice. You get it? Because Kevin Brennan's wife fucks other guys for theater tickets.
Well, I don't know that. That's alleged. That's alleged.
Pretty good stuff right there. Wow. Pretty good stuff. I'm sure that Rob knows exactly what he's doing here, and this is going to end well for him. I'm sure that's a really smart move on his part. Using Kevin Brennan's wife's name on the show and saying that he fucked her. Cool. Good stuff. Also hilarious.
Yeah, he's in the right camp.
These two definitely deserve each other. One more clip. And again, this is John talking about my high school report or his high school report card. And this is performative John, the most annoying version of John possible. You don't scare anyone.
Jay Phoenix, thanks for the $2. Lady K violated your high school TSI. Yeah, you see that, Rob?
What's that?
His high school terms of service. Yeah, you see?
Fucking snaggletooth.
That was my high school EULA.
Fucking snaggletooth went And he must have said that he was me, because the school's not going to give just anybody my grades and transcripts.
No, I didn't hear about this.
So he released
No, you should. It's funny.
my 12th grade high school transcripts. So you can't be doing that shit. These guys have taken this shit to a whole new fucking level of
Here we go.
creepness.
Here comes Performative John. Now, who's been taking this to another level? Who's been posting photos of everyone in my family, making fun of cancer, making fun of my wife? Like all the shit that John has been doing all this time. He's the one. He can't wait to find a photo of me on a business trip and post it all over the internet. And then I'm like, oh yeah, John, your report card sucked. I'm suing you and you're going to go to prison. Like, no, you've been fighting fire with fire. This is how this works.
And you know what, man? Never personal, right, guys? Never personal. Observe and report. Lady K, now you're fucking going into my high school?
I observed your report card and I reported on it.
Yeah.
Observe and report card.
It's a report card.
That's my new saying.
He thinks you put one of those masks on, like Mission Impossible, and went into the high school. Like, yes, hello, I'm John Melendez. You might recognize me from the Tonight Show, the Howard Stern
Does he
Show.
think that his transcript is in a filing cabinet somewhere still from 1983? And I'm just going through it.
Yeah, everyone still works there. That was there then.
You have someone distracting the lady at the front. So, yes, you could sneak and go through the filing cabinet. M, L, M, N. Oh, and M comes before N. Got it.
Contacting them? And you think that's okay?
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh.
It's not.
You seem angry.
So if John had an embarrassing report card from me, do you think he would keep it to himself? Because he'd be like, oh, well, that's not cool.
Take the high road.
Yeah, I'd probably take the high road on that. If someone sent him, like, let's say my mom, who's all, she watches these shows from time to time. Let's say she started taking John's side. And she's like, well, I'm going to send John your report card, Carl. I'm like, Mom, come on. Do you think
It's not funny, Carl.
John would be like, nah, I can't show this. I'm not like them.
It's not funny, Carl. Some of our parents have taken John's side, so I don't
That's right. I forgot.
I haven't talked to my parents since.
I forgot about that. Yeah, your mom's a problem.
Oh, she stinks.
Who are these